Imagine a world where the next billion-dollar innovations in finance, gaming, and social media aren't built on traditional tech giants, but on decentralized networks. A world where your digital identity, money, and assets are truly under your control. Let's start with Ethereum. Born in 2015 from the mind of Vitalik Buterin, Ethereum wasn't just another cryptocurrency. It was a platform, a decentralized computer that allowed developers to build applications directly on its blockchain. Imagine the internet, but instead of giant corporations controlling your data, code governs the rules automatically. Ethereum introduced smart contracts, self-executing agreements with the terms written into code. At its peak, Ethereum powered thousands of projects, from DeFi or decentralized finance to the explosive NFT market. But Ethereum's brilliance came with a cost: network congestion. When traffic spiked, transaction fees, also called gas fees, skyrocketed, sometimes costing hundreds of dollars for a single transaction. Enter Solana. Launched in 2020 by Anatoly Yakovenko, Solana promised a different approach: speed and efficiency at scale. By using a unique system called Proof of History, Solana can process over 65,000 transactions per second, compared to Ethereum's 30. But speed isn't everything. Solana has experienced multiple network outages over the years. While Ethereum's longer history and massive developer community provide stability, Solana is still navigating growing pains. Yet these challenges haven't stopped investors from pouring billions into Solana projects, betting that faster, cheaper networks will dominate the next generation of decentralized applications. Historically, Ethereum laid the groundwork. It created the infrastructure that made blockchain more than just digital money. It made blockchain programmable. Solana, on the other hand, represents the evolution of ambition, the attempt to fix the inefficiencies of the past while scaling for mass adoption. But the question remains: can Solana overcome Ethereum's entrenched dominance, or will Ethereum's upcoming upgrades finally close the gap? If this comparison is interesting, hit that like button. Share your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective matters. And just as Ethereum and Solana continue their battle, we're only scratching the surface of what's possible. But the story doesn't end here. Next, we'll dive into the technical strengths and weaknesses that make each blockchain tick, and why developers might choose one over the other. And trust me, some of these technical details might just surprise you. To understand why Ethereum and Solana have captured the imagination of the crypto world, we need to look under the hood at their technical strengths and weaknesses. This is where the battle for Web3 dominance truly takes shape. Starting with Ethereum, its foundation rests on a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, especially after the long-anticipated Ethereum 2.0 upgrade, also known as the merge. Proof-of-stake replaces the energy-intensive proof-of-work model, allowing validators to secure the network by staking their ether, that SETH, instead of mining with massive electricity-hungry computers. This change dramatically reduces Ethereum's carbon footprint and is a step towards scalability. Its ecosystem is immense: thousands of developers, countless decentralized applications, and robust documentation that makes building new projects straightforward. Security is another key strength. Ethereum has never suffered a catastrophic protocol failure, and its smart contract standards like ERC20 for tokens and ERC721 for NFTs have become the gold standard in the industry. But Ethereum isn't perfect. Transaction fees, despite improvements, can still be volatile, especially during periods of high network activity. Congestion can slow down confirmations, frustrating users accustomed to instant transactions in traditional finance. Moreover, scaling solutions such as Layer 2 networks like Optimism and Arbitrum add complexity that developers and users must navigate. Now let's turn to Solana. The blockchain's core innovation, proof of history, creates a cryptographic timestamp that allows validators to process transactions in parallel, significantly increasing throughput. Over 65,000 transactions per second and near zero fees make it attractive for applications that demand speed, like high-frequency trading, gaming, and microtransactions. Solana's low-latency network can handle a huge number of decentralized apps without the bottlenecks Ethereum struggles with. However, Solana's rapid rise comes with caveats. Its network has experienced multiple outages due to overwhelming transaction loads or software bugs. Centralization concerns also linger, as a smaller number of validators control much of the network, potentially affecting censorship resistance. Developers migrating to Solana must also adapt to Rust programming, which differs from Ethereum's Solidity, adding a learning curve for teams familiar with Ethereum's ecosystem. Interestingly, both blockchains inspire innovation in different ways. Ethereum emphasizes security, composability, and network effects, while Solana focuses on performance and cost efficiency. Developers often face trade-offs. Do you prioritize a proven, secure environment with higher fees, or a high-speed network with occasional instability? Share your thoughts in the comments. Which blockchain would you trust for your next big project? And stay tuned, because the next part explores adoption trends and real-world use cases that could define the future of both Ethereum and Solana. And the results might surprise you. Adoption is often the deciding factor in whether a technology thrives or fades away. With Ethereum and Solana, the battle for real-world use cases is shaping the future of Web3 in fascinating ways. Ethereum, as the pioneer, boasts the largest ecosystem in decentralized applications. It dominates DeFi, or decentralized finance, with protocols like Uniswap, Aave, and MakerDAO. Billions of dollars in assets are locked in Ethereum smart contracts, a metric known as Total Value Locked, or TVL. Even after newer blockchains emerged, Ethereum consistently holds the lion's share of liquidity and trust. When people think of NFTs, Ethereum is usually the first platform that comes to mind. Collections like Bored Ape Yacht Club and CryptoPunks became cultural icons, not just digital assets, largely because Ethereum was the chosen network. Its brand power is immense, but Solana is no mere spectator. Its lightning-fast network has made it a favorite for Web3 gaming studios and decentralized exchanges that demand speed. Platforms like Serum and Star Atlas rely on Solana's low fees to attract users who want seamless experiences. Solana's NFT ecosystem has also gained momentum. Collections like Degenerate Ape Academy and OK Bears showed the world that Ethereum isn't the only game in town. Even institutional players have noticed. Solana Pay, for example, offers merchants a way to accept crypto payments instantly with almost no fees, a direct challenge to traditional payment networks. Adoption also extends to developers. Ethereum's network effects are undeniable. A massive talent pool, endless documentation, and robust support make it the default choice for new projects. On the other hand, Solana has been building a reputation for nurturing developer creativity in areas like mobile crypto apps and high-performance trading platforms. Interestingly, some developers even work in both ecosystems, creating bridges and interoperability tools to connect Ethereum and Solana applications. This blending shows that the future of Web3 may not be about one chain replacing another, but about networks coexisting and complementing each other. The question investors and builders are asking is, where will the next breakthrough happen? Will Ethereum's rollups and sharding upgrades finally deliver the scalability it needs to support mass adoption? Or will Solana's performance-first approach attract the next wave of entrepreneurs who prioritize speed and low costs above all else? Subscribe to stay updated on future deep dives, because in our final part, we'll uncover the risks and opportunities that could make or break Ethereum and Solana in the race for Web3 dominance. And the reflections there may just change how you see the future of the internet. Every technological revolution carries both risks and opportunities, and Ethereum and Solana are no exceptions. To truly understand the real fight for Web3 dominance, we need to look at what could accelerate their success or derail their ambitions. For Ethereum, the biggest opportunity lies in its maturity and credibility. Its transition to proof of stake made it far more energy efficient, addressing one of the biggest criticisms of blockchains. Upcoming upgrades, such as sharding, aim to multiply its capacity, lowering costs and increasing speed without compromising decentralization. If Ethereum succeeds in this, it could cement its place as the backbone of Web3 for decades. The risks, however, are equally significant. Competing blockchains are improving quickly, and if Ethereum's scaling roadmap takes too long, impatient developers and users might continue migrating elsewhere. High fees and slower user experiences, if not solved, remain Ethereum's Achilles heel. Solana's opportunity comes from its ability to innovate at a blistering pace. Its proof-of-history consensus, combined with high throughput, makes it an attractive playground for developers aiming to build applications that demand instant interactions. If Solana continues to stabilize its network, reduce outages, and attract institutional adoption, it could become the preferred blockchain for mainstream use cases like payments, social apps, and gaming. But the risks are clear. Network reliability issues and centralization concerns raise questions about its long-term resilience. If users can't trust the network to stay online, speed and low fees won't be enough. There's also the broader landscape to consider. Regulators around the world are paying close attention to cryptocurrencies. Both Ethereum and Solana must navigate an environment of increasing scrutiny. How they adapt to compliance while maintaining decentralization will play a key role in determining who leads the next era of the internet. Perhaps the most intriguing possibility is that the future may not belong to a single chain at all. Ethereum and Solana, despite their rivalry, might coexist as pillars of a multi-chain Web3 world. Ethereum could continue to serve as the secure, composable foundation for global finance and digital identity, while Solana thrives as the lightning-fast engine of consumer applications and real-time experiences. Instead of one dominating, they could evolve side by side, shaping a future where choice and interoperability are the true winners. So what do you think? Will Ethereum's long history and trust carry it to victory, or will Solana's innovation and speed redefine what Web3 can become? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective matters. If this comparison sparked your curiosity, hit that like button. And if you want to stay ahead of the biggest conversations in crypto, make sure to subscribe to Wealth Unlocked. Your journey into the future of finance is just getting started.